Hello students, welcome back in political science class. Today we will revise chapter number 1 of your world politics, and the chapter is the Cold War era and now. So let us start. So dear student, first of all you should be familiar with the First World War and the Second World War. So the time period for First World War, that was 1914 to 1918. Second World War took place between 1939 to 1945. So this Second World War was between the Allied and Axis powers. So let us see which countries comes under Allied powers and which comes under Axis powers. So in Allied powers we have USA, USSR, Britain and France. They are on the one side, and on the another side Axis powers are Germany, Italy and Japan. So finally the Allied powers, they won the Second World War. So we will see how it happens and what happened after this Second World War, how this Cold War emerges, and what was the role of NAM during this Cold War era. So first of all we will take the incident of Cuban missile crisis. So what was Cuban missile crisis? Actually this Cuba was an island country near to USA. If you will see the geography of the world, you will see this Cuba, that island country, that is very near to USA. But unfortunately this Cuba was an ally of USSR. So ally of USSR means it is the supporter of USSR, and from time to time USSR is providing him the financial and other assistance for its development and for its progress. So then this USSR decided to install missiles in Cuba for making it their military base. So it creates tension among the officers or the authority of USA, because this, by installing missiles, the USA was under the threat or under the missile attack of USSR. So this US officials, they came into action and they started reacting by this act of USSR of this installing of missiles. So there was a point when the whole world was observing that situation in the world, because everybody is fearing if there will be a third world war. So that was very crucial, because everybody was familiar with the destruction during Second World War. Everybody has seen what was happened with Japan during that bomb blasting. The Japan took a lot of time to recover with that situation. Still the people of that Japan, they are facing the consequences of that bomb blasting. So the, for political observer and the others countries of the world, they all are in the situation of fear. They are under threat. They were thinking what will happen next. But I must say this USA and USSR, they resolved that Cuban missile crisis or tension very wisely and very diplomatically. So what was happened at that time, I'm telling you, when the USA was under the missile of this USSR, so from the USA they sent their troops or warship toward the Cuba, and from Cuba sides the USSR's warships are coming toward USA. So there was a point when both are in front of each other, and the world was thinking ki the third world war is going to be start at any time. But you know, at reaching that point, at certain point, both will take the U-turn. Means the USA warship, they turn toward back to their side, and USA also take the U-turn toward their side, and the world was safe after their U-turn, and that was very wise decision. The political observer or the different political people who are expert of the political affairs, they said it was very wise effect, a wise decision of both the superpower USA and USSR. Then what happened after this Second World War? You know very well, the Second World War was ended by the dropping of atom bomb on Japan's Hiroshima and Nagasaki by USA. Many political observers, they criticize this act of USA, because it was assumed that Japan was to about to surrender, and there was no use of dropping the bomb on Japan. But on the other side, the US supporter, they said ki was very necessary to stop the war, and that was the only way to stop the war, for stopping further destruction. Otherwise the allied country had to suffer a lot. To save the allied powers from further destruction, this USA action was appropriate. Although the starting was done by the US, this Japan, by dropping a bomb on the Pearl Harbor of USA. So, but the intensity of the bomb was not so high, and the the losses of people's life in that bomb blast was 2,000 to 2,200 or 2,300. But if we will see the destruction during this bomb blasting of Japan, the lakhs of people, they lost their life, and still the coming generation, they are facing the consequences of this bomb blasting. So after this bomb blasting, Japan surrendered, the war was ended, and this allied power, they won the Second World War. After the end of Second World War, emergence of two superpower blocks. So two superpower blocks, one is USA and another is USSR. But you will be surprised to know that during Second World War, this USA and USSR on the same side. So after Second World War, they were trying to show their supremacy on the world. So these two superpower, USA and USSR, they were following the different ideology. Actually, this Cold War is known as a war of ideology, or war of philosophy. There was no actual war on the ground, no actual war on the field. That war was played by the superpowers in their mind. But many people lost their life without direct war between USA and USSR. Means the supporter of USA, and they faced consequences by USSR, and supporter of USSR, they faced many consequences by the US. So indirectly they are fighting. There was no direct war. Indirectly their supporters were facing the war, and ultimately these superpowers, they trying to show their supremacy. So this USA, that was based on capitalist system of economy, and USSR was based on socialist pattern of economy. I will tell you later on. First of all, see, this USA, they formed their Western alliances. They are actually the military alliances. NATO, CETO, CENTO. These are some of the alliances which were formed by USA, and many countries of the world, they joined these military alliances. So NATO, the abbreviation of these alliances can be asked in paper, or they can ask you which superpower belongs to which alliance. So NATO, CETO, CENTO, they belong to USA, and they are known as Western Alliance. So full form of NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. This is Southeast Asian Treaty Organization. That is Central Treaty Organization, and they are the part of Western alliances which belong to USA. USSR also formed their military alliances, which is known as Eastern alliances, and the name was Warsaw Pact. So in exam, these are the topics which is for exam related. So this time period is also very important. This allied and axis, they are also very important for examination point of view. Now we will see what was the ideology of USA and USSR. Actually, USA was following the capitalist system. So what was capitalist system? USA was following capitalist system, that is based on open market. Open market or competition means whosoever is capable, they will have the more economical growth. And USSR, that is based on socialist pattern. Socialist pattern, or this open market system is also known as capitalist system. Capitalist system. So what is this capitalist system? system that is based on open market, on the base of competition. Whosoever is capable or the deserving candidate, they will attain the growth. And this USSR, that was following the socialist pattern. What is that socialist pattern? Means there will be a control of government on the resources, so that there will be a equal distribution of resources. Means there will be no gap between rich and poor. So after independence, our India was very influenced by this USSR pattern, this socialist economy. And on the other side, this USS capitalist economy was also important for the development of countries. So that's why our leaders, they adopted mixed economy. If you will see, after the formation of 5-year plan, so the agenda was on mixed economy. Means some sectors, they are under the socialist system, and some sectors which are under the this capitalist system, so that the country will attain the development in every field. So in our next lecture, we will discuss about the NAM. NAM is the non-aligned movement, how it emerged, who are the founder countries, what was their role in the world politics. We will discuss in the next lecture. So keep reading the chapter, note down your doubts, and take them in the class.